Have you ever wondered what led to the dramatic transformation of California's historic missions, particularly right here in San Diego? It was a shift that reshaped the region's land, people, and power structures, leading to a whole new era. Mexico played the central and most significant role in the secularization of Mission San Diego, as it did for all the California missions. After gaining independence from Spain in 1821, the new Mexican government implemented policies specifically designed to transition the missions from ecclesiastical control to civil authority. The primary reason behind this was Mexico's desire to assert its sovereignty and integrate the indigenous populations, known as neophytes, into mainstream Mexican society. The Mexican government viewed the missions as remnants of Spanish colonialism, controlling vast land and labor without direct state oversight. They sought to redistribute mission lands, which were immense, to private citizens and to the indigenous people themselves, theoretically transforming them into property owners and citizens rather than wards of the church. This move was also intended to diminish the substantial economic and political power held by the Franciscan friars. In practice, this meant that in 1833 and 1834, the Mexican government issued sweeping secularization decrees. For Mission San Diego, this involved separating the mission lands from the direct control of the Franciscan missionaries. The missions themselves were intended to become regular parish churches, overseen by secular priests, while the extensive agricultural and ranching operations were to be dismantled and their assets reallocated. A key aspect of this process was the seizure of the Pious Fund of the Californias, a substantial endowment established to support the missions, which the Mexican government then administered. This direct control over funding further empowered the state in its secularization efforts. Although the intent was often to grant half of the mission lands to the indigenous families, the reality was complex and often led to Californios, who were Mexican citizens living in Alta California, acquiring large tracts of land, sometimes at the expense of the indigenous communities. Ultimately, Mexico's role in the secularization of Mission San Diego was one of decisive governmental action aimed at dismantling the mission system, integrating indigenous populations into a new civic structure, and redistributing vast resources. This transformative period forever altered the trajectory of San Diego's development, laying the groundwork for private land ownership and the eventual formation of Mexican ranchos, rather than the mission-dominated landscape of the past.